going into the workflow, I start off with my camera, I record my clip, and then I export that clip into my computer. It's an MP4 file, and it's in like a left-right format. So from that point, I put it into Pizarra's MP4 AVI creator, and that creates an AVI clip. This is why we downloaded and installed the Huffy codec, because Pizarra does not have an uncompressed AVI available for it, just things like DivX and XVID and stuff like that. And we really need something that gives us the quality of a lossless video codec. And so we went ahead and got that Huffy. And the nice thing about Huffy too is that VirtualDub understands it too. So we're not going to be working directly with the AVI clip. But what we're going to do is we're going to open up VirtualDub, and we're going to activate the Stereo Tools filter. This is going to turn our left-right clip into like an anaglyph clip that you can see with the red-blue glasses. I'll explain that here shortly. And then we're going to write a little script. We're going to open up Notepad and change some values in the script, and that script, which has the extension of an ABS file, that's what we're going to put into VirtualDub, and it's going to automatically bring the clip AVI in with the values that are in that script. So once we open up the VirtualDub with the clip ABS, at that point we can tweak those numbers in the clip ABS script and do what we're going to accomplish. What I got here is a picture of myself in 3 different areas in the park. I got myself in the foreground, got myself as the focus, point of interest, and I got myself in the background. Now in the foreground, you'll notice some things here with it because it's an anaglyph for red-blue glasses. The red is on the left-hand side, and this actually makes quite a bit of sense, because if I'm looking at something with my 3D glasses with the blue lens on the right side, red lens on the left, well, the blue lens is going to cause this to be more opaque, and so it'll cause it to seem more solid. And the red lens on the left hand side will make this seem to be invisible. So it makes sense that I will be able to see more of the tree with my right eye, because my right eye is over to the right a bit, and I can see more of the tree that way. Same thing with myself here. I've got the red side on the left hand side there, and now if you go down to the middle guy, I'm more in focus here. There's not very much red or blue showing, right? And if I was truly in focus, even this little bit of red on the leg wouldn't be showing. And then you got myself in the background here, where you see the red actually on the right hand side and towards the right of my arm there. And that's because, as you see in something far away, that your right eye sees objects more to the shifted to the left, and your left eye sees objects shifted to the right. Now, ignore this truck back here. It's kind of a glitch with the ATEC lenses, I think. If you look at this through red-blue glasses, this truck, even though it's behind me here, you can't see it in 3D. But if you turn your glasses around so that the blue lens is on your right eye and the red lens is on your left, this shows up as 3D. Go figure. And do you guys want to know how you can tell a fake 3D video from a real one? What's a good telltale sign of it? A lot of programs, when they convert a 2D image to 3D, what they do is they stretch, they stretch or they compact items in the background so that it kind of makes the foreground come out, right? So that it makes the things that are there look like they're coming out at you. But the key with it is that if you have the red blue glasses on and you block each eye, you'll notice that anything in the background will be hidden from one eye, but it'll be exposed for another. Now, if it looks like it's the same thing, it just looks smaller, it's converted video. If it's, however, if something's actually genuinely hidden, it only shows in one view but not the other, you're looking at a good 3D. Now, movies are another kind of different, because if a converted movie, they use special software for it, so that their software makes the stuff in the background, and then they put, like, on a plane or on a computer model, the actual image, the actual person or whatever the point of interest is on that model. So there is stuff hidden in the background. So it doesn't apply to movies. It does apply to the software, though, that a lot of people use, that's available online, to convert their 2D videos to 3D. Virtual Dub is a pretty handy program to have. A good example of that is if you're troubleshooting, like, one of your editing programs that crashes every time you try to edit something. Something that you can do with Virtual Dub is actually separate the video file and make a separate video file, and also export the sound file, so that you got two separate files there. You know, even some editing programs, they can allow you to use a separate audio file. Programs like Blender requires it through their video interface. So it's a very handy program to have for that reason. If you watch my videos, if you watched them in the past couple months, I had a lot of VidCon footage there. And VidCon was divided up into, like, 4 main stage events, at least my footage was. And if you watch the VidCon footage using YouTube's 3D interface, and you're watching it through the anaglyph, you know, where you watch it with red and blue glasses, and you don't have those glasses on, you'll notice that the first 3 main stage events is a blur. There's nothing establishing the focus, which is known as the point of interest. If you go into, like, the shade hards panel, or the 4th main stage event, you'll notice that the shade hards, they're in focus, and during the main stage, whoever's on stage, they're in focus as well, even though the stuff in the background and the stuff in the foreground is a blur. This is the purpose of this series, is I'm going to show you how to establish that point of interest, that focus, so that, you know, whatever you want people to see, even if they're watching, you know, anaglyph format, no glasses, they can see what's going on with the main focus. Let's go ahead and visualize on how this actually gets done. We got a face here. This is imagining that this face is in the foreground. You want it to be the point of interest. So what you're going to have to do is both sides have got to be shifted to a halfway point, so that one face shines through, right? And in order for that to happen, on the left hand view, the left hand of the image has got to be cut off. On the right hand view, the right hand of the image has got to be cut off, and it's got to be replaced on the opposite side, you know, say like with a black bar or something, in order to make the image retain its original dimensions, you know, like 1280 by 720 for 720p, or 1920 by 1080 for 1080p, such as that. And of course the same thing goes with our far away guy here. You know, you've got a guy far away, you want to get him in the focus of interest, you're going to have to bring that bring the left guy over to the right, and the right guy over to, well, the guy to be read by the blue lens over to the left. And so you got to cut off that left, and you got to of the right side, and then you got to cut off the right of the left side, and replace it on the each side with, say, like a black bar. So it goes in the opposite directions if something is in the foreground or something is in the background. So you can't always say, okay, for the right eye, you're going to be cutting off of the right side, and for the left eye, you're going to be cutting off the left side. No, it depends on if it's in the foreground or the background. And don't worry, because right now for these examples, we're using like a right and left-hand sided, left-hand, right-hand sided video file, and we're going to show how to tweak it. If you only have like two separate images, like if you use two separate cameras, we're going to go into that as well. So when we do our little ABS script, we're going to approach both scenarios, and so that this tutorial series can help as many people as it can help. My main thing is that somebody watches this tutorial series and they come away with something. Maybe it's totally what we intend to do here, or maybe it's just simply working with the ABS scripts and virtual dub. Or maybe it's just a simple tweaking, of the ABS scripts. Even if it's just converting an MP4 file to AVI through Preserve, you've walked away with that information. And that's what I want everybody to do who watches the series, is to, if you don't come away with all of it, you'll at least go with what is helpful for you. In part 3, we're going to do the settings and work at tweaking these video files to accomplish our goal. I hope everybody has a good day, and I'll talk with you tomorrow.